Many stories are so surprising that it is impossible not to imagine them represented in film. In some cases, these stories make it to the big screen without many knowing their origin. Here we tell you about a couple of movies that you may not know are based on true events. Jaws. Steven Spielberg's famous film is inspired by a series of shark attacks off the coast of New Jersey in 1916. According to the BBC, the dangerous shark killed 4 people before being hunted by a local hero in his own boat. 50 First Dates. The strange condition suffered by Drew Barrymore's character in the famous romantic comedy is based on the story of Michelle Philpotts. After having 2 accidents, Philpotts began to suffer from anterograde amnesia, a condition that does not allow her to store long-term memories. Goodfellas. The life of American mobster Henry Hill served as the basis for the famous Martin Scorsese film. Hill, who died in 2012, ran various businesses that served as a front for the New York mob until his arrest in 1987. The Pursuit of Happiness. The moving story of Chris Gardner was brought to life by Will Smith in this emotional 2006 film. Gardner lived on the street with his young son, Christopher, in the 1980s. Soon after, he became a successful stockbroker whose investment company ended up being worth millions. The Notebook. Writer Nicholas Sparks didn't even have to search for long before finding the inspiration for the famous novel on which The Notebook is based. Given that the author began to write it based on the romantic love story that his wife's parents had for more than 60 years. The Exorcist. The iconic horror film The Exorcist is also based on a true story. Specifically of the exorcism of Roland Doe, a 13-year-old boy who was possessed by a strange presence after the death of one of his aunts. The Terminal. Getting stuck in an airport didn't just happen to Tom Hanks' character in The Terminal. Iranian citizen Mehran Karimi Nasseri lived for almost 20 years at a Paris airport after requesting political asylum from the French government. Chicago. The leading characters in the musical Chicago are based on 2 infamous prison celebrities, Beulah Annan and Belva Gartner. In 1924, Annan murdered her lover and tried to make her then-husband answer for her crime. For her part, Gartner was allegedly responsible for the death of her lover, Walter Law, that same year. The Amityville Horror. The famous horror movie was written based on the murder of the DeFeo family in the small town of Amityville. The perpetrator, one of the couple's children, argued that he carried out the crimes ordered by mysterious voices in his home. Julie and Julia. The adventure started by Amy Adams' character in this endearing comedy is inspired by the real Julie Powell. In 2002, Powell tried to put her life back together while committing to making all the recipes in the book Mastering the Art of French Cooking, written by chef Julia Child.